Welcome to Super Return Africa. With me is Dr. Cobus van Staden, Senior Researcher with the South African Institute for International Affairs. Welcome, Cobus.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about the types of projects in Africa that are attracting Chinese investment.
Well, Chinese investment is so big and it ranges over so many fields, but increasingly we're seeing a lot of hard infrastructure, including ports, roads, rail, and then also a lot of both conventional and renewable power generation, and over the last 2 or 3 years, a lot of ICT.
And which regions are attracting the most investment?
Well, China is such a big player in Africa that it's kind of everywhere, So traditionally, East Africa, I think, has gotten the most, or at least, has gotten a lot of attention over the last while, and Southern Africa as well. Traditionally, China's found it a little harder to get traction in West Africa, but that is changing rapidly. And over the last while, we've seen a very rapid increase in interest in North Africa.
In terms of the local investors and companies, do they see Chinese investment as a complement to what they do or in competition with them?
Frequently in competition with them, because we've seen a lot of protests coming from retailers frequently about Chinese influence, but frequently also increasingly China is becoming a partner, a big financing partner to African governments, but also increasingly starting to work with emerging African companies as well.
And what kind of other challenges does China face investing in Africa? It's a huge continent.
Yeah, it's a huge continent and a very complex one. And I think China frequently finds that complexity very difficult to deal with, the different regulatory environments in different African countries. The languages can be a challenge. And it also, frequently I think finds that because it's such a centralized society, he frequently finds it sometimes unexpectedly difficult to deal with the plurality and complexity of African society. And so I think they've gained a lot more skills to deal with that over the last few years.
And in terms of going forward, where and how much is Chinese investment going to grow on the continent, or is it going to go down? What do you see maybe in the next 5 to 10 years or 20 years?
It looks like the Chinese State Bank investment in Africa seems like it will continue relatively steadily, although China over the last while has become a little bit more wary of exposure to African debt. On the other hand, the Chinese private sector is really surging into Africa at the moment. So there's a lot of new deals being announced, and that includes both on the hard infrastructure side, like companies like Huawei, for example, and then also increasingly a lot of venture capital deals being announced as well.
Well, that's very interesting. Dr. Cobus, it's been a real pleasure having you here with us today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.